Welcome back, Hockey Insiders. If you thought the NHL news cycle would quiet down as we move deeper into the playoffs, think again. Tonight's headlines are packed with off-ice drama, gut-wrenching injuries, and burning contract questions. While the Toronto Maple Leafs battle for a shot at the conference final, the Vancouver Canucks are making waves for what they're saying off the ice. And Ottawa's front office isn't shying away from the spotlight either. Buckle up as we pull back the curtain on three of today's most talked-about NHL stories, including an honest look at preparation, a devastating blow for Toronto's goalie situation, and a future Hall of Famer pondering his next move. Vancouver Canucks, blame game. As the Miller saga unfolds, let's kick things off on the West Coast, where the Vancouver Canucks locker room is the subject of controversy and speculation. When general manager Patrick Allvin addressed season ticket holders recently, what started as a typical post-mortem on the team's season turned into headline news. Allvin praised veteran forward J.T. Miller, insisting that Miller arrived this fall at peak preparedness, hungry and determined, fully aware that his window for chasing a Stanley Cup is closing. But Allvin didn't just stop at compliments. He shifted the focus and much of the blame onto the team's younger players, saying the rest of the squad simply didn't match Miller's off-season commitment. Allvin implied their lack of intense training and focus directly contributed to Vancouver's struggles and, ultimately, to Miller's abrupt departure from the team. It's a rare moment of candor that many see as a challenge, or even a warning, to the rest of the Canucks roster. Is this a calculated message, an honest assessment, or just the latest in a string of puzzling public comments from Vancouver's manager? Fans and local media are debating whether this blunt approach will inspire a more focused summer or create deeper rifts within the locker room. The implications extend beyond player motivation. There are whispers that coach Rick Tocchet may have been just as frustrated and could be weighing his own future with the team, especially if the off-season culture doesn't The Canucks may have lost more than just a superstar. They might be facing a crossroads that will define the team's identity heading into next season. Maple Leafs suffer a devastating loss. Stolarz out. Questions grow now to a situation impacting one of the hottest teams in the playoffs. Toronto Maple Leafs goaltender Anthony Stolarz will not travel with the team as they head south for Games 3 and 4 against the Panthers. A massive blow considering Toronto's surprising 2-0 series. Sources, including Chris Johnston of The Athletic, report that Stolarz has suffered a concussion, stemming from a brutal hit earlier in the series. Head coach Craig Berube confirmed that Stolarz won't make the Florida trip, though the Leafs aren't offering official updates on his status beyond the fact he was pulled in Game 1. While Joseph Woll is expected to shoulder the load, losing Stolarz is significant. He's been a stabilizing force all season, and in the intensity of the playoffs, steady goaltending is a make-or-break factor. Many inside the league are already speculating. Could this be the injury that shifts the momentum in Toronto's hardest-fought series? Will the Leafs' backup depth be enough if the matchup goes the distance? For Leafs fans, this is a tense. The sadness is compounded by a sense of injustice. Many still point to the controversial hit that triggered Stolarz's, a moment that continues to divide fans, analysts, and officials. Ottawa Senators. Claude Giroux's uncertain future as playoff intensity consumes the rest of the league. The Ottawa Senators are at a crossroads. One of the key topics, the contract status of veteran leader Claude Giroux. GM Steve Staios was asked point-blank about Giroux and other pending unrestricted free agents. While he declined to provide details on negotiations, Staios made it clear that Giroux is highly valued by both management and his teammates. "We love G," Staios said. We touched on it briefly in our exit meetings, and everything is still fresh now. Giroux himself wants to keep playing, confident that he still has a lot left in the tank. The question is what a new deal might look like in Ottawa, and whether the team sees him as a vital piece for what they hope is a more competitive campaign next year. The Sens' loyalty to their veterans is a hallmark, but cap realities and the pressure to transition into a younger, stronger core linger in every conversation. For Ottawa fans and Giroux supporters, all eyes are now on the front. Will the Senators lock up their veteran heart and soul, or will Giroux's future be one of this summer's major stories? What these stories say about the NHL landscape. These headlines highlight a league in flux. Teams evaluating themselves not just on skill, but on preparation, leadership, and resilience. Vancouver is at an identity crossroads. Toronto is facing a playoff gut check, and Ottawa is balancing respect for its veterans with the need. Notably, the Canucks' approach to internal accountability is rare for today's NHL, where locker room dynamics are usually kept under wraps. Stolarz' concussion and absence from the Leafs lineup reinforce how quickly injuries can change the trajectory of a playoff run. And Giroux's pending free agency demonstrates the emotional, personal side of long NHL careers and the tough choices that come with team building in a tight salary. These developments also speak to the NHL's off-ice drama is just as compelling as the games themselves, and sometimes the words spoken in press conferences have as much weight as a crucial overtime. These stories are about more than just wins and losses. They're about what it takes to build a championship team, the twists of fate in playoff hockey, and the importance of loyalty and candor in sports. Now, do you agree with the Canucks management calling out the team's preparation, or is that a recipe? Can the Maple Leafs keep their edge without Stolarz, and how concerned should Toronto be? And will we see Claude Giroux back in a Senators uniform next year? Drop your honest takes and predictions in the comments. If you enjoyed this rundown of the NHL's latest headlines, hit that like button and stick with us for in-depth coverage, breaking news, and unique. Your opinions fuel this channel. Let's keep the conversation going as the drama of the NHL season continues. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay passionate and stay hockey.